Have you ever wondered what goes on inside the oven? Well, today we're diving into the secret life of baked goods, where the heat is on and the stakes are high. Why did the cupcake want to get into the oven? Because it wanted to get baked. It's a Friday evening, stick with me. And stick around as you unravel more delicious secrets and give you the inside scoop on your favourite treats. You won't want to miss this. So here's the ingredients on screen: flour, baking powder, salt, butter, sugar, that kind of stuff, and some large eggs. But you're also going to need some butter and confectioner sugar for the frosting in part 2. So here you can see I've got my flour, and we're just going to mix in the dry ingredients. You don't need to go mad here. You can use a fork, you can use a spoon, okay? Just try not to spill it everywhere. Now, get your butter, and if it lets go, oink. I use brown sugar because I was too lazy to look for white sugar, and white sugar is racist. You can use your kitchen aids, or you can use your professional Kenwood chef, like mine. I hope this is a recording. Anyway, mix the living daylights out of that. It looks a little bit granular. Don't worry about it. I would highly recommend you turn off the machine. Do not do what I'm doing here where it's still running. I put in a little bit of the egg white, and I'm doing this because if you throw in everything, if you throw in 2 whole eggs, it's just going to get really sloppy and it's not going to come together. So you can just put a little bit of the white in and then knock it back. Otherwise it's just going to crawl up the walls. Now we can throw in a yolk now. Bring up the power a little bit. The machine is shaking. Like, it really goes for the clappers. I've never seen a KitchenAid go that quick, by the way. Kenwood are way faster. Again, turn off the machine. Do not do what I'm doing. Jesus. Health and safety would have a heart attack. Go on, 1 egg. There you go. Alright. Don't spill the egg yolk everywhere. Mix it in. Watch it get chased around a little bit. God, can you imagine having to do this by hand? Alright, look at that. Man, isn't that amazing? Beating the daylights out of it. You can still see a little bit of yellow though. By the way, I've edited out a lot of the boring bits. Some of you might say the entire video is a boring bit, but hopefully it's edutainment, educational, and kind of funny. Although I haven't actually said anything funny today, but that's par for the course with me. There you go. The final sacrificial victim. Egg yolk number 2. See the way it walks up the wall? Yeah. It's not a big deal. Just mix it up and then knock it back and then mix it again. I can still see sugar granules in there. Ideally they would have broken down already, but they haven't. I'm also knocking it off the whisk as well, but I'm not showing you that in the edits. So I'll throw in a third of your flour, not all of it, and be very careful when you start the machine, otherwise you're going to put a cloud of flour. Now this is where we're combining the wet and dry ingredients. The text is on the screen for about 5 seconds, so just rewind if you want to read it. It is a lot of text. And then we're going to put some more flour in. So you alternate it. Flour, milk, flour, milk, flour. And you should finish on flour. Turn off the machine. Don't do what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm doing this. It makes no sense. Maybe it's for visual interest. Bit of drama. Danger in the kitchen. I don't know, I'm just letting it go slow here so I can pour in the milk. If it's going really quick, it's just going to splash everywhere. This is a little bit boring. The paste isn't really good, is it? But hey, listen, I've got so few viewers, it's not like I need to do professional editing on this kind of stuff, you know? I have a few kind of solid fans that come back for each video. A lot of people just drop in and drop out. Now you can kind of see that the sugar has gotten a lot smaller. They were fairly big crystals of sugar, of brown sugar. God, I should edit this out. But you know what? This is the warts and all process that you have to go through when you're making these things. A lot of people make it look like you just throw the wet and dry and then voila, you've got cupcakes. It's not the case. It's a bit messy, it's a bit time consuming. But when you're asked to make them, you make them. It's looking good now, to be fair. And then there in goes the last of the flour. You see? Sensible Dave. Turned off the machine. Good. And now don't turn up the speed too quickly, otherwise you'll send the flour everywhere. But once it gets combined, you can go to full speed. Now that was after several minutes. You can see the way it changed. Now this is the vanilla essence. You can see the little seeds in it, so you know it's the good stuff. It's also very, very expensive. Unbelievable smell. Unbelievable in a good way. The mixture is very smooth now, and it's got a lot of air inside of it. Now, don't forget, we preheated the oven earlier on, so all we have to do now is fill in these silicone molds. These are actually very good. They popped out of this mold really, really easily. The thing I don't like about the mold is that it tends to kind of like get little dark spots on it where stuff has been baked in from previous sessions. But it didn't leave any funny kind of silicone flavor on these cupcakes, so I'd recommend it. I really should kind of fast forward over this kind of stuff, you know, you don't need to see everything being put in there. Come on. I should have edited this out. Sorry about that, folks. I thought I did. God, you wouldn't want to have me working in your kitchen, would you? I'm slower than toffee. Messy too. But you don't need to spend too much time like flattening these things out and stuff like that. They'll all settle when they get into the hot oven. Oh jeez, I really should have edited this out. Sorry about that. Just try and get them approximately the same size. There you can see the one on the left hand side there, it's a bit light. Let's see if we can get something into it. No, the other side. Nearly. No. The one above it. Or the one below on the bottom left. Middle left. Middle left. Oh, fuck. What am I doing? You know what? I did edit this out. This is a mistake. There we go. There we go. He heard me. Alright, come on. Let's get into the oven. They do look sloppy, don't they? Jesus. Ah, this is bullshit, man. This is really, really unnecessary. I should have cut this out. This is crap. Now, the thing is, do I continue with this boring stuff, or do I stop recording, edit, and redo the voiceover? As I said, I'm not getting paid for this, and it takes a long time to put these videos together, you know, so bear with me. Oh God, look at this. God, just get them in the frickin' oven. Alright, Jesus. So those cupcakes got thrown in the oven, right? Part 2 is making the icing. So get your butter into a mixer. Unsalted butter, 1 cup, 2 sticks. And we're going to use a lot of powdered sugar. It is important to use the powdered sugar because it's really, really small. It's not like crystalline sugar. It's a super fine sugar. It's very, very nice as well. Lasts for a couple of days outside of the fridge, I think. It's not like these cupcakes and frosting are going to last for a couple of days. I'm just letting you know that, hypothetically, if your family doesn't eat all of these things in one evening, they would actually last a couple of days. So I'm adding in the sugar a spoonful at a time, so it doesn't turn into a cloud of confectioner's sugar. And I'm doing it on a low speed as well. Now you might say that's enough, but I'm also going to add in a little bit of milk. It does make a difference to the texture. It makes the whole thing move a little bit easier. And this is me mixing the daylights out of it. Again, knock it off the hook and knock the bowl back a little bit and get... My fingers are clean, by the way, before you ask. And then mix in some more of this, like, good quality vanilla, you know? And you can eat this stuff off straight away, by the way. You don't need to cook it. There we go. Knocking it back. Giving the machine an opportunity. That's just a little bit of milk. I don't know what that was floating in it. Probably cinnamon grain or something. Cinnamon shaving. You don't put cinnamon in this, by the way. It was clearly an accident. So then just mix it to combine, get some air into it, and after a few minutes at high speed, this is what you end up with. Now, this is where you can put it inside of a plastic bag and cut off a tip and then pipe it onto your cupcakes. I do not do that. I just use a knife and I spread it on top of the cupcakes once they've cooled a little bit after coming out of the oven. These spatulas are pretty handy, especially the wide ones. They really do make it a breeze to knock stuff back. So you see the way they all leveled out? Most of them did anyway, and they release really easily. Only one of them, I was probably being clumsy, only one of them didn't release perfectly. You can see it there, I'm hiding it in the middle of the screen. Smelled great, looked great, tasted amazing. Yeah, this is how I put the icing on. Seriously, just get a lot of it, stick it on top, everybody's happy. You can pipe it on if you want, but I don't sell these cakes. These things are barely out of the oven before they get destroyed or eaten in my house, so everybody's happy with that. But you do you. Alright, that's it from me. Enjoy!